Nice. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I was having some goofy technical difficulties. I know why. I fixed it. I think I fixed it. You can hear me. Good deal. Good deal. Let me drop something in the background a little bit. Yeah. All right, just gonna give some people some time to get up in here. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. Say what's up to people in the chat. I see Hulk. I see Truth Teacher. I see Go Cheese. Welcome, y'all. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, one and all. Yeah, let me give some people some time to get up in here. I'm actually just going to leave this on the screen, and I'm just going to be sort of sharing some thoughts on this topic as it came across my desk again. So I figured let me let me speak on this. I'm going to show a couple of videos, but we're gonna speak on this topic, the Trinity of hip hop culture. So let me let some people dive in. You guys continue to just talk amongst yourselves. And we're going to have this conversation. The Trinity of hip hop culture. Hulk 77, I see you. 777, I see you're writing in Spanish. I'm not sure if you know that you're writing in Spanish, but let's write in English so people who don't speak Spanish can, who don't read Spanish can understand what it is that you're saying. All right, so let's get right into this topic. And first of all, I want to greet everybody. I want to greet you in the name of Jesus. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being a part of this live. Once again, as we have another conversation about the culture of hip hop and what is commonly known as the Trinity of hip hop culture. I wanted to begin this in a different kind of a way tonight. When we think of the Trinity, we definitely think of, thoughts of Christianity, of the Bible. Those kind of thoughts pop into our head when we hear the term Trinity, or maybe they don't. I don't know. But many times when we hear the term Trinity, those are some things that pop into our head. And so I wanted to sort of bounce off of that as we segue into tonight's topic. We have a picture of Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, Afrika Bambaataa on the screen. These are considered the foundation stones, and there are reasons for that. There are reasons for that. Over the past, number of years, the story has changed. People wanted to change the story. And of course, we have, Grand Mixer DXT, who is on Sway in the Morning, talking about the famous cover that you see on the hip hop magazine. And the Source has this on their cover. So the Source has this on their cover, and Grand Mixer DXT says that this is when this mythological story started to come to pass. This Trinity of hip hop culture, it was when the Source magazine put out that, or thereabouts. Yet we have people that have known this from the 70s. They've known this from going to these men's jams. So before we dive into that, I wanna dive into and give a little bit of a if you will, please don't tune me out. Please don't tune me out. But if you will, I want to give a biblical analogy of this to segue into this topic. right? Since we titled it The Trinity of Hip Hop Culture. And so we think of the Trinity, whether you hold to these beliefs or not, that's neither here nor there. That's not what this is about. But I wanted to just use this when we think of the Trinity, we think of God the Father, we think of God the Son, and we think of God the Holy Spirit. The Bible teaches that God is the Father. The Bible teaches that Jesus, the Son, is God. And the Bible teaches that the Holy Spirit is God. Thus, the Trinity, equal in nature and essence, um, right? So people early on started to challenge this idea by saying that these stories were happening before the Bible and that the Bible writers copied or plagiarized the stories. Okay? Now follow me. This is we're gonna make this connection because the Trinity of hip hop culture, there are now those that are saying, no, 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 no. No, no, no. These ideas, these things that these three men did were already being done, and they saw them and they plagiarized what was being done. Okay, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. Back to the analogy of the Bible. The Bible says, in the beginning, God. But people want to say, no, they copy those stories. Yet, when you look at the sources of these so called stories, you see that they are not the same. And when you look at the same idea with Herc, Flash, and Bam, and you hear people making these claims after 50 years, they're coming out and making these claims. No, 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 it was John Brown. Herc got it from John Brown. No, 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 it was Smokey. No, 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 it was Mario. They all got it from those guys. But when you look at the evidence, it was actually the other way around. It was actually the other way around. In a great interview with Kool DJ and Tyrone the mixologist, you see this interview where D is asked about Herc and Mario, and D says Mario doesn't come before Herc. Herc comes before Mario. And I've already put this out, so I'm not going to try and, you do the research, Okay. So many people are saying, no, 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 these three guys got it from somebody else. They saw it from somebody else and they just, no, no, not so at all. Not so at all. The Trinity of hip hop culture is as follows. Herc is the father. He's responsible for creating the merry-go-round. That's Herc's creation. There have been those that said, well, no, 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 Herc was getting his cues from the b-boys. The b-boys were telling Herc what to play or what they wanted to hear. And they're taking this from an interview. That Herc is telling this story of going to, a party and himself being in the audience, and he's hearing the dancers. Okay, he's hearing the dancers talk about the DJ that's playing in this particular spot. It's not Herc, by the way. Herc is in the audience with them. And they're saying things like, and I'm paraphrasing, why does he cut the record off so short? Why don't he let this thing cook a little bit? Why don't he let this play? And Herc said, I was in the audience asking the same questions because nobody was doing this. Nobody was extending breaks. If they're having to ask that question, nobody was doing this. So Herc says, I'm going to create what's called the merry-go-round. Why? Because nobody was doing this. And then you have Grandmaster Flash and the quick mix theory. brought about in the year 1975. 1975, the quick mix theory. In fact, I want to do something, if you would permit. Just kind of hang with me for a minute. I want to actually show you a little video that just give me a minute. I'm going to find this little video, and we're going to put this up, and we'll get to it. We'll definitely get to it in our presentation tonight. So Grandmaster Flash comes up with the quick mix theory. The quick mix theory. And let me see. Boom, okay, I don't want to show it. I want to just get to it. So he comes up with the quick mix theory. So Herc begins this.
Could you try again?
Herc begins this. Hold on, yo. Herc begins this, and then Flash perfects it with this seamless way of going back and forth between the decks. And then Bam expands the playlist. So these are, now were there other DJs? Of course there were other DJs. But these are the foundation stones of the breakbeat DJs, the Trinity of hip hop culture. These are the foundation stones to this. These are the foundation stones to this. Okay? Okay, so again, Herc creates the merry-go-round because there was nobody extending breaks. This is why the dancers were saying, why don't you let this thing continue? Why? Because nobody was doing that. You know what? So when we hear the story of, well, John Brown, he was Herc's influence. Then the question would be, let's just ask a real simple question with regards to that. The breakbeat DJs in hip hop culture all had aliases. I want you to think about something. They all had aliases. Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, Afrika Bambaataa, DJ Breakout, DJ Baron, Mean Gene, Grand Wizard Theodore, Charlie Chase, Disco King Mario, Tex DJ Hollywood, Disco Wiz, Casanova Fly. They all have aliases. Yet John Brown is known by his government name, and I'm assuming that's his government name, John Brown. There are no hip hop DJs that actually use their government name. You get what I'm saying? DJ Hollywood, DJ Junebug. Okay, this is what we're talking about here. This is what we're talking about here. Okay, and this is what we're talking about. So let's continue with the conversation. Now, there was a great, I'm going to show you a couple of videos, and then tonight I am going to chime in on the chat to get this conversation. I had a great conversation this afternoon with Charlie Rock, Zulu King Charlie Rock, and we discussed this very topic. And he himself claims that the Trinity of hip hop culture is Herc, Flash, and Bambaataa. And he says Herc created the extending of the breakbeats in the hip hop context. Flash perfected the being able to go back and forth in a more seamless way, and Flash extended the playlist. This is coming from Charlie Rock, okay, who went to all three of these men's parties. I asked him, can I quote you on this? He said, most definitely. Please do. Now, he definitely said there were more DJs, but these are the foundation stones. These are the foundation stones. So when you have people like John Brown, all of a sudden, after 50 years, he pops his head out and he says, no, 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 I'm the foundation stone. And then you have somebody like DJ Smokey who pops his head out and says, no, 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 I'm the foundation stone. Or those who speak for Disco King Mario and say, no, 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 he's the foundation stone. There's a difference between all those DJs. Okay? There is a difference between all of those DJs. Okay? And Charlie would say that Smokey was just really situated in one area. Mario was really just situated in one area, whereas Herc, whereas Bambaataa, whereas Flash went around the Bronx, went around New York, if you will. Okay? So, what I want to do, because again, when we talk about, remember, I used the analogy of the Bible. And I use the analogy of saying that, well, the Bible was written, and then there are people who say, no, 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 no. Those stories were already happening. They borrowed those stories. They just changed the names of the people, but those stories were already in existence. It's like people saying this now. No, 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 no. They added, they improved the methods, but they were already doing this. They were not doing this in a hip hop context. That's what people fail to understand. They were not doing this in a hip hop context. Okay, that's where we need to understand. But let me play something for you guys. Let me play something. Let me play something for you guys. I'm going to share this screen real quick. Let me just bring this up. I'm going to share my screen. Yes, I'm going to come up with here. And I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go, wait a minute. Yes, I want to go here. Okay. Now, before I play this, this is this is called The Conversation with Hip Hop Pioneers, and it's a panel discussion. And I want you to listen to what DJ Tony Tone is about to say. I want you to listen to this. Okay, here we go.
That man. You can take one there, yeah. Bam got me one night. We had just started up with the Cold Crush. We had built like 6 speakers. We only had 6 speakers. And we came up in Bronx River, out of respect for everybody, Herc, Bam, Flash, we take care of the little guys and wait for the big guys to give us a chance. Yeah, you can play with us tonight to prove ourselves. Once we prove ourselves in dusting off the little guys, we wait for Herc, Bam, and Flash to say, okay, y'all can play with us tonight. So Bam gave us the shot, come on in Bronx River and play with us. So we come in there, and it ain't like that night is the party. That whole month is the party. Because it just you keep going over it in your head, what I'm gonna do, And we come in, Bam and them is on the stage. We set up on the left side of the gymnasium. So we going at it. And Cass gets on the turntable, and he going so fast, he go this way, and when he comes back this way, he slaps the needle, and it like shoots across the record. bang, boom. And that's all you hear is he blew every speaker, every horn.
Now, what I wanted you to get really, hold on one second. Let me, let me just remove that. But what I wanted you to get is the idea of what Tony Tone just said. Herc, Flash, and Bam. Everybody else were the little guys. It was Herc, Flash, and Bam. Right? So when you hear people who 50 years later are now coming out and saying, no. It was us. It was us. They got this from us. I really think it was the other way around. Okay, so when people say no, but Herc said he was influenced by John Brown. John Brown was a DJ, no doubt about it. John Brown played some of those records, no doubt about it. Herc liked his playlist, no doubt about it. But what Herc did and what John Brown did are worlds apart. Worlds apart. Okay, so Herc created something that was not present. It was not there. And everybody is making a claim, but nobody is giving evidence to back up these claims. And this is what I am saying. This is what I am saying. Okay? Now, I want to play a record. I don't want to play a record. I want to play another video that I did. And this is called The Hip Hop Story as Told on Wax. Okay, The Hip Hop Story as Told on Wax. See, so people can make claims, but where is the evidence? Where are the receipts? And the receipts as to who these three men were, the evidence is on Wax itself. When you hear people and what they were saying about these three men. Okay, so I want to take a minute. I'll get to the chat because I do want to engage in the chat tonight. I do want to engage. And I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to make a video about this and they're going to try to debunk this. Have at it. Enjoy yourself. I welcome it. I welcome it. Enjoy yourself. But let's look at the evidence. Okay, the hip hop story as told on Wax. And gonna share this. And so I don't wanna, okay. Yes. All right, y'all are ready? Let me make sure I'm ready on my end. Yes, here it is. And want you to listen very closely.
What we're gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
Punk, rock, new wave of soul, pop music, salsa, rock and roll, calypso, reggae, rhythm and blues, master mix those #1 teams. Play that favorite song of mine and accept my calls on the request line. DJ will play just for you, but I gotta get down and show I know how to.
This is a revolution shooter.
Remember the days when Kool Herc played with the following of bands? Cause if you don't, well then you won't. That's right, real hip-hop, my man. The Bronx, New York was the place and home base where Herc's tables spun. Yes, there were DJs and all the other barrels, but like Herc there were none.
The Bronx is the place where the Yankees play. We rap at the Beaver to the break of day. In '76, we used to have big fun, chilling at the Club 371. Blacks, Puerto Ricans, Italians, and Jews. Bronx River, Casanovas, and the Nine Crew. Well, the Bronx is the place where I reside. I'll be a Bronx boy till the day I die. It's called the Bronx. speed is what you need. If finesse is what you want to possess, tell the rest about the bad flash. And answer to the ladies' request.
Girls love the way he spins. DJs try to be like him. Girls love the way he spins. DJs try to be like him.
Now here's a little story that I want you to know. Back in 75 or 74, you're hanging out on the street playing silly games, hitching on the bus, riding on the train. We're no cooler now than we were then. That's when the DJ craze began. Here's the fact that's simple and plain. There was one Grandmaster Flash was the name. There was Afrika Bambaataa, Kool Herc, but Grandmaster Flash was all you heard.
Hey, we got some more old school beats, you know what I'm saying? For those of the DJs that go way back, like Cisco, my man Tom and Jerry, my man Charlie Chase with the funky bass, my man Tony Tone, ha-ha. Oh, there we go. All right, this one for my man Charlie Chase. Charlie Chase used to go way back, do something like this. Break it down, come on, Chase. Ha-ha. Oh, man, this is that San Juan stuff. San Juan, here we go.
Now you notice the names that were mentioned, and you notice the names that were not mentioned. I want you to notice the names that were mentioned and the names that were not mentioned. The denial of this is really incredible to me. How people, and listen, I know why there's a denial. I know why there is a denial, and there is a denial because of this whole race issue. That's where the denial comes from. The fact that these three men have Caribbean ancestry. Okay, Herc himself comes from Jamaica. So the fact that these three men have Caribbean ancestry, now it's remove them because we need to find FBA DJs who are the foundation of hip hop. And I'm sorry to tell you that you will not. Not initially, you will not. Now, you had Herc, Flash, Bambaataa, Breakout, foundational. Okay, Breakout's foundational. Grand Wizard Theodore's foundational. Mean Gene's foundational. Disco King Mario's foundational. Okay, so yes, there were some. But this is why the erasure is trying to happen. Is because of this right here. Okay, so let's get away from the race issue. Let's get away from the nationality. Let's get away from the ethnicity. And let's just deal with who these three men were and what they brought to the table. Understand that there was no breakbeat DJs exclusively for B-boys until these men came. Understand that. Understand that. That needs to be so crystal clear. In the interview that I did with Charlie Rock on Is the Bronx the Home of Hip Hop, which you can check out on my channel, Is the Bronx the Home of Hip Hop? Charlie says, and this is somebody who went to all three of these men's jams, okay, who knows these men personally. Okay, Charlie says that the X factor for these DJs were the B-boys. If there was no B-boys, the X factor of hip-hop culture are the B-boys. If it was no B-boys, then these DJs would have just been playing music to be playing music. But he says that it's the breakbeat DJs who are playing for a specific audience, the B-boys. And then Flash comes, and eventually he starts playing and laying the bed for the MCs. And then Bambaataa does the same. He's playing for MCs. Mr. Big, Charlie Rock is an MC with Soul Sonic Force. He's playing for these guys. But his record list, his playlist is unconventional. This is why he is known as the master of records. That's why he's known as that. Okay, so I want to see, I have a video here and I want to just see what this is. Let me see something here. Please bear with me real quick. I just want to see what. Okay, that's not what I want. Okay, yeah, I want to play this real quick. Okay, I want to play this real quick, and I just want to get away from this. We don't need to see all that. I just want to play something with reference to Grandmaster Flash. This is really short, guys, so just pay attention. Here we go. In 1957, a child is born. His government name is Joseph Sadler. He would later be known to the world as Grandmaster Flash. At age 15, he would begin a journey of exploration and scientific experiment. He would call it the quick mix theory. From 72 till 75, he would work on this new concept that would change the hip-hop world. In 75, at the age of 18, Flash would present this to the crowd at 23 Park in the South Bronx. Flash would be responsible for creating a bed for the MCs to rhyme over. We salute the creator of the quick mix theory, Grandmaster Flash. Okay, so once again, there is history here. There's a history here that we can't continue to ignore. We need to stop dealing with this through a racial lens and deal with this through a historical lens. Remember what I used when I used the analogy of the Bible. And I said that, people are trying to say that the stories in the Bible were plagiarized. But then when you look at where they said the stories came from, and you look at what those stories were, you see there's no connection at all. They're not even the same stories. It's the same with the story of hip hop, the Trinity of the hip hop culture. When you look at what people say they were doing, we have DJ Smokey saying he created scratching. We have Tyrone the mixologist, rest in peace, who says he created scratching. We have Flash, who says he is the creator of the rub, the scratch, but Grand Wizard Theodore is the perfecter. Well, I could vibe with that. I could believe that. So out of these three DJs, Grandmaster Flash is really the one who is the turntablist. Herc sets it off. Grandmaster Flash is the turntablist, and Afrika Bambaataa is the one that people want to come and hear his playlist, what he was playing. What was Bambaataa playing? Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to give you a little bit of a taste of a set. Give me a minute. Let me do this, guys. Give me a minute. Let me find this real quick. I'm going to find this. Just give me 1 minute as I jump over here to YouTube. I'm going to find this set that Grandmaster, I'm sorry, not that Grandmaster Flash, that Afrika Bambaataa that Afrika Bambaataa plays. Okay, this is a set. Let me find this real quick. If you would permit me. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. This is nothing to argue about. This is just something that we need to bring to light. I'm trying to find it. Let me see. 2024. Okay. Flex. I wanna see this. Here it is. Okay. So now, before we start it, boom, I'm gonna go back. Okay. I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna share my screen. Have a little bit of fun here and listen to some of this DJ set from the Master of Records, Afrika Bambaataa. And this would have been reminiscent of the way Bambaataa played his set. He was the master of records. Okay, this would have been reminiscent of the kind of the kind of this discography that he included in his set. Again, so we're talking about Herc as the father. We're talking about Flash as the creator of the quick mix, the perfecter of the craft, and Bambaataa, the master of records. Okay, those of you that are DJs in here, I want you to listen to Bambaataa's playlist just in this set. Here we go.
Flex night. Master flex. Master flex.
All power to the people. All power. All light from the universe. Shining lights. All power to all nations on this great planet so-called Earth. You figure with Afrika Bambaataa.
He's on fire!
Peace to all the people of the great planet Earth.
Listening to a DJ set in the Master of Records, DJ Afrika Bambaataa.
Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico, make money, make money, make money, make money. Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico. Now I'm gonna rock the zodiac sign Pisces and rock the house and query rock the house and Gemini just get on high and Scorpio on the go and Libra just sell your cheese right to the highest degree. Rose is on the go and Libra sell your cheese until the beat better keep it to the rhythm, get about the beat. Young ladies, are you with me? Young ladies, are you with me? Young ladies in the house, they out. They out.
In case you're tuning in, you're listening to a DJ set from Afrika Bambaataa by way of historical reference.
Your shot just get on the mix. The light don't just with the bag of mix. The way this is the way we earn it up. This is the way we turn it out. I like the clock on the wall that goes to tick-tock every game. I'll give you what you got. Check out this good. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. And I say to be tomorrow night. The T Connection on Gun Hero featuring DJ Afrika Bambaataa, Imperial Master DJ Jazzy J, along with the Sonic Force MC. New Year's Eve, the best in the West. Bronx River is the place for you.
I said one for the bass and two for the treble. Check out DJ, he's on the highest level.
Love yourself, get knowledge yourself, and be yourself. And I approve that message.
Look sharp, don't make me bring a blitz so I get more. Hit the button, see the spark. Stop time, it ain't time, just fix. Look sharp, don't make me bring a blitz so I get more. Hit the button, see the spark. Stop time. Are you ready? Number one. Say number one. Say I feel. Say real good. Come on, say real good. Say real good. Come on, say black. Say power. Say black power. Say black power. We're number one, y'all. We're having fun, y'all. You just begun, y'all. You just begun, y'all. We're number one, y'all. We're having fun, y'all. You just begun, y'all. You just begun, y'all. Come on, say number one.
He's on fire!
Go flex! Go flex! Go flex!
Y el pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
The most venomous rapper, be the godfather of the club banger. Let me hear you clap. You can applaud you from the very beginning. You can give me your standing ovation while I bang your face in.
As we take you back in the 70s, the 80s. He's on fire!
Yeah. Once again, it's the Bronx, Puerto Rican, wrestling around with my man Zulu Martini. Yeah. Once again, it's the Bronx, Puerto Rican, wrestling around with my man Zulu Martini. What? Yeah. Once again, it's the Bronx, Puerto Rican, wrestling around with my man Zulu Martini. What? Afrika Bambaataa. Represent. Come on. I got a rhythm, 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 got a rhythm. Check it out, y'all. I got a rhythm that has got me to make you wanna move something. I got a rhythm that has got me to make you wanna move something. I got a rhythm that has got me to make you wanna move. Afrika Bambaataa. Afrika Bambaataa. Afrika Bambaataa. Represent. Come on. Afrika Bambaataa. Represent. Come on. Afrika Bambaataa. Represent.
Go flex! Go flex!
All right. So just wanted to play that as a point of reference to what the master of records did. Now let me make a clarification here. Obviously, we know the allegations against Bambaataa, and we don't condone any of that behavior. And we don't want to be insensitive to those who went through something, um, at his hands, if in fact that was the case. So I just want to make that clear. This was not to be insensitive. This was to show the historical value of what DJ Afrika Bambaataa brought with his extended playlists of the different types of music that he played. Okay, that's why wanted to just show this, not for any other reasons. So once again, we're back talking about the Trinity of hip hop culture: Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, DJ Afrika Bambaataa, and among them you could include people like Mean Gene. You could include, but again, we're talking about specific styles of playing these breaks. Okay, this is what it is, and so like we use the Bible analogy. When somebody says, no, they plagiarized those stories. Well, show me the original. Show me where they got the story from, and I'll show you what it was. When they make these claims against Herc, no, Herc was copying what they were doing. Okay, let's look at what they were doing, whoever they are. Let's look at what see, this is what I mean. We don't have any reference. It's just claims. It's just vocals with no reference points. Somebody telling a story about it. Well, I want to see exactly from the time period. Show me the time period. Show me a piece from the time period. And then let's look at it and see, oh yeah, definitely Herc got it from there. But we don't have that reference point. We just have claims. Okay, so we have the claim of John Brown. We have the claim of those who say he copied off of Mario, or he copied off of Cool D, or he copied off of... No, these are just claims. Show me what it looked like. What were they doing? This is what I mean. It's a very interesting story, and I'm going to get to the chat in a minute, but there's a very interesting story from a very dear sister by the name of Asia One. Asia One is a Zulu queen with the Mighty Zulu Kings, and she was on a panel discussion with Alien Ness, Charlie Rock, and Dancing Doug. They were doing a MZK panel discussion, and she told me that Charlie Rock had come with some females that were accompanying him, I guess, and she went to... she wanted to interview them and talk to them, and they called themselves B girls, and so she wanted to interview them and talk to them, and she asked them, "Can you show me what you were doing?" And they started to show her, as best they could. These are older women, and she said that when she saw what they were doing, it did not look anything like b-boying. It didn't look like anything. She said what it did resemble was burning, but it wasn't b-boying. It wasn't. There was nothing on the floor. There was none of that. Right. So again, when we say no, this is where he got it from. Well, then let's see where he got it from, and let's see where this traces back to. And I guarantee you that when you look at that, you're going to say these are two different things. These are not the same. So as much as people want to make this a racial issue, an ethnic issue, right? This is not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about paying, giving credit and looking at the historical record of the Trinity of hip hop culture. It is Kool Herc. It is Grandmaster Flash. It is Afrika Bambaataa. They are the roots to the tree. Okay. Now there might have been others. Flash includes Breakout. Others include Mean Gene. Others include... So there were DJs, but they're getting their playing points. They're getting the flavor. There's nobody doing this before Herc, obviously. Nobody who is playing specifically these rare grooves, these breaks. We understand. All right, so let me go ahead and get into the chat and See if we can have a little conversation with some people. I'm gonna lift. I'm gonna lift the band, so to speak, and I'll put some of the comments on the screen. I'll put some of the comments on the screen. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Anybody got any comments? See, and again, it goes back to this whole idea that anybody that traces their lineage to the Caribbean, anything that they do is garbage. You look at the chat. Look at people in the chat. They're actually saying that Bambaata's set was garbage. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you serious right now? But this goes to show you that they don't know. They think it should sound like what it is today. No, this is a different time period. Though he did this recently, this is what it would have sounded like in the 70s and in the 80s at a Bambaataa party. Okay, that's what it would have sounded like. So people, they're gonna say things, and as long as if it was a Black American, oh no, that was hot, that was fire. But because these are Caribbean people we're talking about, you want to dismiss this. You want to make it of something else. We already know what this is. Okay, we already know what this is. Let's go to some comments and see if anybody has anything to say. Okay. Anybody else got anything to say? Yes, Akeem. Talk to anybody who was at the 70s jams. Akeem, which you weren't. I've talked to Mr. Biggs. I've talked to Charlie Rock, who were at the 70s jams. Yes, he was the master of records. His playlist was bananas in the 70s. Bro, be quiet. Bro, be quiet. Be quiet. And Akeem, how would you know that that's not what it sounded like? How would you know that? How would you know? I just said it's a modern take on what they would have heard from the master of records back then. It's a modern take. You don't listen. You don't listen. Oh my gosh. Anyway, here we go. All right, so I don't want to waste a lot of time. Does anybody have anything that they want to add that I could put on the screen and we can chop up back and forth and have a conversation? Okay, if not, we're just going to keep it moving, and I'm not going to waste a lot of time. But I just wanted to share that tonight on the Trinity of hip hop culture. Most definitely, Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, Afrika Bambaataa. Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. Yes, most definitely. I'm still waiting for anybody to post something of interest, not just goofy comments, but post something of interest, post something of substance that we could really put on the table and have a discussion about. All right. But I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Why do you stop at 3 when there were 4 elements? I don't understand what you mean. I don't understand what you mean. I know there were 4 elements, bro. Okay. Alexis, I don't know who you are, but okay. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely the truth, Ran. They're not going to say anything because they don't have anything of substance to add to this conversation, you know. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, yeah, let's chime in on Big Dog's comment. Big Dog makes a comment here. Big Dog is definitely, without getting into the details, very familiar with Bam and Cologne. Bam's mix was more '90s era. If so, most likely, I was there with TC Islam, with Bam and Ahmed. All right, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Again, and understand what I'm saying to you. Right, this was a modern take on what it would have been like. So everybody that I've ever talked to about Bambaata's set and what he would have played, say he was doing that in the '70s, the '80s, the '90s. He was playing an eclectic group of records, and these are people who went to Bambaata's jams in the '70s, in the '80s, and in the '90s, okay, and beyond. So again, speaking to somebody like Mr. Biggs, who was at Bambaata's jams in the '70s, Charlie Rock, who was at Bambaata's jams in the '70s, his set was very eclectic. That was the point. That was really the point. Is the master of records, the eclectic set. People want to run off on tangents, and you want to chase down, you want to go down the rabbit hole. You're missing my point. That was my point. That's all. Well, I appreciate you, Big Dog. Always appreciate you, brother. Shout out to one of my channel members. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. When each element have a godfather, not three men godfathering one element. Okay, let's look at this comment. He says, wouldn't each element have a godfather, not three men godfathering one element? Okay, again, appreciate the comment, just missing the point, right? Each of these build upon each other. Okay, Herc is the foundation with the merry-go-round. Flash comes and perfects that idea of the two decks, of taking these two records, and with the quick mix, Bambaataa is responsible for expanding the playlist. That's all that this is. I don't know. I don't know where you guys get your logic from. Well, there's three here, so you're just mentioning three elements. What are you talking about? Where is your logic from? I don't get it. But again, I understand. I understand where your logic comes from. It comes from not being a part of the culture. But anyway, go ahead. Okay. Let's see. Yes, we're talking about the musical elements. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. The musical elements. I didn't say Flash got it from Herc. Dude, you didn't hear me say Flash got this from Herc. That's not what I said. It's an evolution. It's a continuation of one, and then Flash begins to do this. And Flash said Herc was killing it on the West Side. I was watching. I was doing my little parties, and Herc was killing it on the West Side. Don't stop it. Flash gives homage to Herc. Stop it. Bambaataa pays homage to Herc. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Let me give this clown some light here. This is a dude from the Midwest who's 41 years old. Somebody do that math for me. If he's 41 years old, how old? When was he born? Somebody do that math for me. If he's 41 years old and he's from the Midwest, no doubt. Where was he born? What year was he born? Somebody do that math for me. What year would this dude have been born? Oh my gosh. 1984. He's born in 84. He's 10 in 94. My man, just stop. Randy says, I have rap records older than him. Oh my gosh. You just need to stop, bro. Stop calling yourself hip hop. There ain't nothing hip hop about you, bro. You are funny. You're funny. Troop says, I literally have underwear older than him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. 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 Okay, so here we go. Yet when we debated, I defeated you easily. When I don't remember us debating. I remember you making claims, and I explained it to you 10,000 times, and you still couldn't understand what I was saying. So I wouldn't call that a debate. This is what these guys like to do. They like to come here, they have a conversation with you, and they call that a debate. You don't even understand the concept of a debate, my man. But that's okay. You do your thing. You keep on. Let's see. Anybody else? Ah, yeah. Yeah. So anybody else have any comments? We don't give this energy to people who don't even have a place in this conversation. This is just not gonna happen. So it's all good. It's all good. Uh, let's see. I'm just vibing with the chat, y'all. I'm just vibing with the chat. See if there's anything worth a conversation. Let's give it a couple of more minutes. We've been on here for an hour. And again, people are going to deny what they don't know. They listen to little videos on YouTube and get little sound bites, and that's the story. Once again, let's go back to the Bible. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to no. These stories were plagiarized, but let's look at where they get them from. They got them from here. Let's look at that. We go to look at that. It don't even look anything like what the Bible said. What are we talking about? Oh no. Herc got it from John Brown. No. Flash got it from Smokey, and no. Bam got it from no. They didn't get no. These dudes were already doing it. They just gave it a different name. No. Stop. You're looking at the Trinity of the hip hop culture. Stop. Stop. Okay. Can none of these boys? No, I know. Yeah. Anyway. Let's see. I missed something. Let me see what we got here. Okay. Yeah. See my man Big Dog. He says this Cologne in the early 70s. There was a Puerto Rican DJ playing in the parks. This was before Flash. since they were both from the same hood. That hood was ran by Cypress and Imperial bachelors back then. Okay, okay. Good stuff, good stuff. Once again, understanding that according to Flash, in his book, in his interviews, he begins the quick mix theory. He's experimenting with it for 3 years. He brings it out to 23 Park, 1975. Okay. And then, it's on from there. Cologne, you should definitely interview DXT. Yeah, DXT don't want to talk to me. That's I understand. He don't want to talk to me, so it's not going to be an interview. He doesn't want to talk to me. But I get it. Thank you for the comment, though. Let me see. Okay. Oh, you were eating, listening to, and watching on TV when you were young. Look at this comment. I'm not sure what this has to do with anything. So, Hits, explain what is the relevance in this question. Cologne, what were you wearing, eating, listening to, and watching on TV when you were young? Help me understand what relevance this has to this conversation. I would love to know. I would love to know. I would love to know. Okay, and he puts this up. You see that it always ends up going in this direction. And this is not what this conversation is about, man. Why are you making it about this? This ain't what we're talking about. What are you talking about? I don't even understand what this means. What is this? He says, get Charlie Rock on an interview. I've done 4 interviews with Charlie Rock. Go to the channel and check all of them out. 4 of them. Spoke to him today. Boom. Stop what? You need to interview DXC so he can school you. Well, school me on what? What's he going to school me on? School me on what? This is a guy who at one point believed Herc was the father. But then he changed his mind suddenly. I don't know. The 50-year anniversary came around and everybody starts to have historical amnesia. Everybody starts to change the story. No, it didn't happen like that. No, I used to believe that, but now no, he's the real father. No, he's the real one. No, man, listen, it's a money grab. It's a money grab. These dudes are on money grabs. That's why they want microphone check, for the money grab. Money grab. That's what it was. Cut it out. Yeah, so DXT explain how that myth was invented. Let me tell you something. and Charlie said I could share this, so I'm gonna share this. I spoke to Charlie today. I told him DXT is close to Charlie. They're good friends. Charlie said I'm gonna call DXT. I'm gonna call him. And Charlie's gonna watch this interview. He told me when you're done, send it to me, and I'm gonna get in the comments. All right. So let me just tell you. Charlie checked DXT on that Sway in the Morning interview, on him saying no. It was after the Source magazine that all of a sudden this myth perpetuated. What are we talking about? What? So you mean there weren't people in the 70s and the 80s who knew these foundation stones? Charlie Rock being one of them? And he told DXT, no, bro, no. You're not gonna no this no. You're not gonna teach. No, that's wrong. You're wrong. You're not. No, this ain't right. So yeah, that explains that. Anyway, we always get to the truth. We always get to the truth. Yeah, my man, it ain't about believing me over DXT. It ain't about none of that. It's about the story changing. Did you not hear? DXT one time believed Herc was the father. I played a record. The Bronx is the home of hip hop. Okay? These are what people believed for years. And then they come out and they say, no, 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 we just didn't say anything. We just let it ride. And that's our fault. Because then we found out more information. And no, you're changing the story. You're changing the narrative. See, truth doesn't change, only lies do. You're changing the story. And that's what people are doing, changing the story. Changing the story. Randy says, I've known about this for 40 years minimum. Absolutely. Absolutely. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? All right. Let's go on. This dude wants so much attention. I ain't even gonna give him none. Attention. No, thank you, brother. You go ahead. Attention. You see what you're doing, brother? You're making this about race. This ain't about race. This is about the history of the culture. This ain't got nothing to do with race. People in here making this about race. This has nothing to do with race. This has to do with the history of the culture. Okay? And so, you could say what you want to say, and it is what it is. Hey, do your thing. Do your thing. Say what you want to say. It's on you. I mean, I ain't got nothing to, say about that. It's all good. Let me see. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I'll hang out a little bit. Let me entertain some people. I haven't done enough research, bro. I live the research. What are you talking about? You're born in 1984, 85, whenever you're born, and you're born in the 80s. What are you talking about? Bro, I live the research. I live the culture. You need to really stop, dude. You need to stay in the Midwest, wherever you are. Whatever you listen to, do your thing, bro. Because I don't know what you're talking about. No, my friend, you don't believe this, and you have every right to not believe it. That's up to you. You don't believe it, but don't say no one believes it. Charlie Rock believes it. Melly Mel believes it. Red Alert believes it. Many of the hip hop pioneers believe it. So what are we even talking about, bro? Again, the story has changed. See, what people like to do is they like to bring up videos where somebody said something a long time ago, and then when they say something now, they say, you can't change it. You said this over here. Okay, so now you need to hold that same thought. So when somebody said, no, we believe this all the way over here, no, don't change it now. No, we don't believe that no more. No, why? Why don't you believe it? Because somebody named John Brown and Smokey came out of the woodwork looking for money? Give me a break. Give me a break. I reached out to Smokey. And one of his people contacted me, spoke to me on the phone. I told him I want an interview. He said, Smokey's not going to give you an interview unless you give him a couple of $1,000. You see what I'm saying? This is what this is about, right? These old dudes wanting to cash in on some story that they look. No doubt, Smokey was a DJ, but don't come after the fact and start claiming stuff, man. Stop it. That's disingenuous. Stop it. Disingenuous. It's all about money. It's a cash grab, right? It's a cash grab. I'm gonna say anything. I'm gonna say anything. So okay, yeah, I'll bite. So no one is allowed to get new information. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Right? You want to try and pull out Mr. Wiggles information. Oh, look at what he says now. Look at what Track says. Track said that way back then, but now look at what he says. Oh, he changed his story. No, Track said this about the black B-boys back then. Now he's saying something different. Oh, he changed his story. You can't. Okay, well, DXT said something back then, but now he changed his story. So, no, his story currently, that's the true story. That's the true story. It wasn't the story from way back when. It's the story now. As long as it supports this FBA nonsense. Stop. It's tacky. It's tacky and it's a money grab. Yeah, I know that these conversations don't go anywhere, yet here you are. Here you are. The be all know all. You always come in here, try to be the be all know all. Bro, you need to stop, bro. But yet you're here. Yet you're still following what we're doing. Come on, man. You don't agree with what we're doing? I'm talking to anybody in here. You don't agree with what we're doing? You don't believe, you think we're telling lies? Step off. Go somewhere else. Go tell your own stories with your wealth of knowledge. Do what you do. Do what you do. Yeah, it's the best comedy channel on YouTube, and that's why you're here. But ain't nothing funny. Ain't nothing funny. We're speaking the facts, and you got a problem with it because and only because these men are of Caribbean descent. That's your problem. And that's something you got to deal with you and your God, bro. I ain't got nothing to say about that. Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. All right, y'all. Listen. I'm out of here. Get ready. Chill out. Yo, thank you for tuning in. Thank y'all for checking this out. And listen, I'll end with this. Truth never changes. Only lies do. Only lies do. Okay? And people can say what they want to say. Grace and peace. Talk to y'all in the next episode. Don't forget, every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Let me invite y'all, man. we're starting this series called Evidence That Demands a Verdict. It is every Tuesday night, and we're going through the uniqueness of the Bible, why we can trust it. Let's get it in, man. Come on in. Come on into that conversation. Let's have that conversation. All right? Truth over lies. 1.